Well, well, well. The Ukraine and Russia war enters its fourth day and second week. I wonder this time next week what it's going to look like. It seems like a lot of people are going to die. They're not really going to know why they die. And that's not the issue at the moment. Well, it is the issue. Of course, it's the issue. But my concern is how easily and flippantly people talk about the collective. Putin is running around shooting his mouth, well, shooting people and shooting his mouth off. And we talk to Russians, Ukrainians the same, everyone, Americans, everyone. Our leaders are talking for us, and we just buy into what they're saying. We just accept it. They could say anything they like, and we will just go along with it. And I think this is the problem facing the world. That apathy and the fact that we cannot do anything about it, really. I mean, democracy is a farce. If we're still hanging on to that fallacy, it's a power man's dream or struggle. It's not. There's no such thing as democracy. It doesn't exist in any democratic country. It is a handful of powerful people, wealthy people that get in and start coming up with a few little bit of ideologies, but questions like this are not really ideology. People talk about communists, but they don't even know what communists are anymore. We talk about all of these ideology, liberals and conservatives don't have any significance or meaning anymore. They're all mixed up. The $1 million question, of course, is what happens now. If the West doesn't get involved, NATO, America, UK, Europe, doesn't get involved and come to Ukraine's aid, first of all, it will be betrayal. There will be no dignity there. They've been supporting them and backing them and say they'll take the most stringent measures if Russia has to go apeshit. And for them to back out, yes, they're getting arms. They're giving arms and they're giving probably advice and intelligence. And Google, I saw even Telegram is threatening to sort of pull the plug at the moment. So there's a lot of forces coming, standing by, but it's passive. It's all support. It's no weaponry. And meanwhile, Putin's just put his nuclear weapons on alert, on high alert. So he's made it clear. He's saying this, I'm going here for the distance. I'm going to push buttons if I have to, literally. And the Western world, what are they going to do? Are they going to call his bluff? Is it a bluff? Or would he actually release nuclear warheads onto the Western world? I think he would, eh? I don't know. He would. So now, how do you fight this war? Ukraine can't go and start raiding. If they started hitting Russia, which seems like it would be quite a great idea, but could you imagine the annihilation then if they started taking out strategic targets in Russia? So they can only stand and defend, and they can only defend with what they got. And what they need is more firepower. And they can't even, if you want to try and take out what the Allies did in every war, you take out strategic forces of the country attacking, or the country you're attacking, you take out their comms, you take out their supports, logistics. To stop that means, to stop this war would mean that Ukraine would have to hit these targets in Russia, where the soldiers are, where their comms lines are. And that would be an act of blatant aggression, which would give Russia the chance to actually do what it wants to do. But if they don't do that, Russia can just keep, it's like a tap, isn't it? Like a hosepipe. They could just keep piling forces and stuff and eventually wear the Ukraine down. And Putin's made it clear that he says, people ask, well, what does he want? They talk having confidence now. I mean, Putin and Ukraine authorities are apparently, or statesmen, are meeting at the moment, or pretty soon, to discuss an outcome. But where will they compromise? Will Putin basically, I think the word out is that he would like, he would stop this war if he had a couple of Russian oaks in the Ukraine government and change their policies a bit, soften their policies. So now he is dictating to a sovereign state how to act. And if that sovereign state capitulates and acts like he's asking them to, it will no longer be a vassal state, and it'll just be pillaged. They'll take the raw materials out, and it'll be a supply chain. It'll be the pantry of Russia. But America, have they got the guts to actually face us? And would it be the right war to hit him? I mean, when they wanted to take out Saddam Hussein, what did they do? They hit the country and then killed Saddam Hussein. Same with Gaddafi. Are their plans somehow to turn around and go and take out Putin? Is this what they would be thinking? In line with their thinking? It would be probably in line with their thinking, but my God, how do you do that? I respect Putin, I really do, that he's a powerful man, strong man, and he's been good for Russia. But this is not acceptable. This is going across and attacking a sovereign state, to overthrow a sovereign state. That is wrong, Mr. Putin. That is wrong. This is a mistake. Yeah, I know the world doesn't unfold the way we'd like it to. There's a shitload that happens in everyone's lives every single day that we don't like, and we just have to tolerate with neighbors, friends, communities. And this, I understand the problem that Ukraine should be sensitive. I mean, possibly pull in Switzerland in the crowd, go for neutrality. But for them to side with NATO is also, I mean, they're sitting on the doorstep of a pit bull army, and you turn around and you're going, nah, 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 nah. It's not clever, is it? I mean, you started bragging or being a little fox terrier. You know, when you're kids and guys used to go and have fights in nightclubs, and they send a little guy in to cause trouble. Little guy causes hassles. You come outside, there's 6 big monsters there. And this is very similar, that Ukraine has been used as a little puppet, little fox terrier, to go and just nip at Russia. And Putin's not that kind of guy. But the fact of the matter, at the moment, this thing needs to be resolved. And who knows how? All of the solutions are just bad, that I can see. I mean, Putin's not going to pull out. He's not going to go and raid for a couple of days. He's thought this thing through, and he's thought through every eventuality. He would have. A normal layman would think about a couple of days in advance. He's thought this thing through 2 years into advance. I'm sure he has. What out the whole rollout, how this thing's going to play out, and how it's going to benefit him. And he's got some serious plans. And please God, the guys in America, get some clever people and NATO. Get some, I don't know, not, who do you get? Philosophers, I don't know. You don't go get soldiers, they kill Putin. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, but this loss of life. The fact that we as the people sit and look at this and accept these people playing us off like puppets is criminal. Where are all your church leaders, coming to say? And of course, our president said, I think they're going to need to talk, they're at war. I mean, some other minister, who was it? Pando, I think was, said, no, this is a violation of space and what, and he made the right sounds. And what happens? Cyril gets up and says, it's got to be mediated, it's not fair, but this is not the way to play. Well, I understand where he comes from. He's got BRICS, and he's part of BRICS on the one side. But could you imagine the South African ambassador to Ukraine at the moment, living in the Ukraine with South Africa, saying, I think it should not be condoned. It should be, even as a statesman, I know BRICS, but even if your family does something wrong, you still got to acknowledge it, at least to the family. So let's see how this plays up. It's going to be a very interesting week for the world, not just for South Africa, but not just for Ukraine and Russia. But I think we as people need to start re-evaluating the roles that we play in our own societies, and the roles and the power that we are giving statesmen to act on our behalf. It is frightening. It really is sobering.